Alright, we're back, and I've got to be pretty cautious here. Apparently the security already got rid of the young lads, but it doesn't mean it got rid of me, so get a quick little wheelie in here. Ooh, we dropped her back. We have a few things to talk about today. And the first thing I want to talk about is we've got 13,000 miles on this engine, which is pretty cool. We just rolled over, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it says 19,000 miles on the odometer. I had 6,000 miles on this when I switched it over. I had 5,000 miles on this bike when I bought it. So, again, I gotta try to talk a little quieter here because I know my microphone's pretty sensitive. So what's changed and what's going to change with this bike? Okay. What's changed? Not a whole lot. I've got parts coming from Toxic Moto Racing to put a 320 rotor on this, and also it's a MotoMaster and a MotoMaster adapter and caliper, which I'm pretty excited about. And I think we're going to have to wait till the off season, but I'm going to fully build this suspension. And what does that mean for me? It means this thing's going to be set up. We're going to do a gold valve, and I think I'm going to do it myself. But it wheelie's good still. I'm intentionally gaining speed here. I better set it down. I got a car coming up on me. But we've got that suspension that we're going to do, so I'm looking forward to that. So not really a whole lot's changed. The bike's great. I think I anticipate some work I'm going to have to do, just, steering stem bearings, wheel bearings, and different things like that. At some point I'm going to inspect the top end, and probably when we do that, or if it looks like it's getting time for a rebuild, I'm just probably going to just put a new cylinder and piston on it, and we'll just move on. I may have, when I do it, I might get 2 pistons and send this in to Millennium or somebody and have them recoat it. Speaking of them, they had a fire, I want to say 2 months ago. It would have been a month and some change ago. So their operations kind of got slowed down a little bit, but hopefully we can get with them. I used to deal with US Chrome, and I might still try to work with them because they did some good work for me in the past, but we'll see. Okay. So that's some good news. So I had a few things that I wanted to talk about initially. Some not so good news. God, that roadkill stunk. Ugh. Excuse me. Damn. For smell in the middle of the road. Need a sign for that. haven't been seeing a lot of videos this summer. I want to address that. Work's been tough. Work's been tough. I've had that difficult person to work with, and I'm not going to let them own a place in my head. I had a helper last year, and we haven't been able to have that helper this year. So that means I've got to do the work of the helper and my job for the same price, for the same amount. So I've been working 7 days a week. This is week number 30, and I don't see an end soon. Of course, I'm not doing full days on the weekend, but work is work. And we got harvest. I think I got a deer way out there. I can't see it. There might be more than one. Squirrel, dewy squirrel, but it's a deer. But anyway, I've been working a lot, and it's not been nice to me. So I'm getting into my 40s pretty good now, so I don't have that resilience that I used to, but I'm not like saying, oh, I'm weak and all this stuff. But yeah, it takes its toll. Played 4 years of football in college, and that's a lot of beating. And I had one really hard crash on the track about 10 years ago now, and you know, it's had an effect on me. So I have a physical job, and when something that was a help the previous year disappears, you know, it just takes a toll. I've been trying to do a video on here when I have something to talk about, and this is something I have to talk about. And this Sunday evening chat type thing is what has worked the best for me. I've got a couple of them on deck that I was going to release, but it just didn't turn out very good. So, oh well. We'll see how it goes. There's one of them I'm waiting for another YouTuber to release their video to the public before I release it, and then we'll release that one. Because I think that discussion was pretty good. But that was taken in the middle of July, and here it is August already, so we just got to be patient. But yeah, you know, when I have something to talk about, I'll share that. And you know, I wanted to give an update on that. I've sent a couple of emails out to Toxic Moto Racing. I'm waiting for them to send the parts out. Apparently they're really busy. We'll see what they'll say when they get to me. Let's do another wheelie. Slowed her down pretty good for you guys. Oh, there's a deer. But you know, with my work, I've got grapes. I work at a vineyard and winery, and I got grapes to handle. I've got to continue to do a bunch of canopy management before we put our netting on, so that I can have protection from the birds. Out here in agricultural Kansas, we have a problem with migratory birds, and they'll land, we'll just say several hundred or hundreds strong. All of them have to do is land and take one bite, and whether the grapes are ripe or not, that's going to do damage, and that's just one landing. So I put this netting on there, and it kind of buys me some insurance from keeping them from getting my grapes. We've had excessive rainfall the previous month, and it's caused an excess of growth, and so you got to handle that growth. One, to get plenty of sunshine to the grapes, so that they'll finish maturing, and 2 to, well, there's threefold. 2, so that that canopy won't shield it from airflow and the sun, so that it'll dry out when it gets wet. And then number 3 is when we take the netting off, to be able to for the pickers to get to the grapes so that they can pick them easily and quickly and efficiently. So that, oh, this train's gonna stop, isn't it? So that's what I've been up to, and it's just me that can do it, because I work with people that could be trained how to do it, but they're lazy and they don't want to do it. So the only time that I've had people assist me, they've done a terrible job. Well, we're going to go ahead and turn around here and keep moving, because vlogs aren't very fun when you're sitting still. So I've been focusing on that. Things have not been great at my work, and I'll just leave it at a minimal here. You know, things are tight. Things are tight at work, financially, and that's a front office problem. So that's part of the reason why I haven't been able to have my helper, and that's why I've not had some resources that I needed to do my job. It weighs heavy on my heart. I've been working there for just like a, well, next month in September it'll be 19 years. So I'm hopeful things will pan out and get better. I hope they do. So there's that on my mind. You know, so Dewey Downer, there we go. And I have some other things I want to say. Looks like the train may have made its way past, so we're going to flip around. So I'm looking forward to those breaks. It does look like also soon, very soon, and keep your eyes peeled for this, because I'll try to give you some Easter eggs on this. I will be meeting with my friend Jake the Garden Snake. Some of you may or may not know him. And we'll be going to the go-kart track. He's going to have a DRZ 4SM that's going to be one of the giveaway bikes that him and Spite's Corner are doing through Fanathem. And you'll have an opportunity to win that. It's not out yet, so don't look for it. Look for it yet, but when they do, you can either go under Spite, or you can go under Spite's Corner, or you can go under Jake the Garden Snake, and you can buy something from there and you'll get entered for it. That's pretty cool. So hopefully that goes out. I'm gonna enter into it, because why not? Dewey needs more bikes. But we're gonna test this thing at the go-kart track, and I'm pretty excited about seeing just how good it is. It won't be a very good measurement, you know, compared to, you know, this DRZ, for example. But we'll make a comparison. We will make a comparison of that, and I'm looking to see just, you know, what all it does, and how good it wheelies, obviously. But you know, I'm hoping my brakes get here in time. I hope my brakes get here in time for that event, because I'm looking forward to seeing what this thing can do with them. I ideally would have had more time and would be able to have the suspension on it for then, and so I could beat up on Jake on his Sherco with my DRZ. But I'll just beat up on him with my my Yamaha, and so we'll do that. And we're talking about doing a little bit of kind of a, I don't know, just a few laps. We'll just probably think like 4 or 5 lap race or something like that. And he wanted to kind of mix it up. So I told him, yeah, I'm game, man. You know, we can You know, we can't occupy the same space, but, you know, if an inside pass comes available, if he wants to see about it, I'm confident in him as a rider. I've rode around him enough, and he's experienced. One thing I will say about him is he is the man on the brakes. He's not afraid to use those brakes. So I'm excited about mixing it up with him one way, shape, or form. And then maybe even ride out there. I might slap some cheater tires on this next year after we get the suspension. I've got a couple spare sets of wheels that I could just have those on. We'll see how that goes. But after all this heavy workload, I'm ready for a little bit of a break, a little bit of relief, as you might imagine. So we've got that. You know, my DRZ is at 19,000 miles. 19,000 minus 6,000 equals 13,000. You know, I don't think we did a 12,000 mile video, but we got a 13,000 mile video. So this is 13,000 miles on a stroker big bore engine. And that's great. It's running good. The FCR39 MX is doing quite well. The one thing that I can be critical about this bike is, you know, like when I'm wheeling or something, you know, versus that of the stock DRZ carburetor, is that, you know, you get instant throttle response. If you're not ready for that, well, I mean, I know this bike very well. I'm ready for it. But if you're not ready for it, or if you think this is just a normal DRZ, well, you wouldn't be ready for it, because you really got to ask a stock DRZ carb, you know, pretty intently. Let's see, is my friend home? I don't think he is. Well, he's not out and about, so otherwise I'd do a wheelie for him. He had a CRF 450L that they had it at the shop for the longest time and never had any luck with it. So far we had one good thing, a Dewey downer, so a downer, an up, a down, and then another up thing, something I'm looking forward to, and it's kind of holding me together. And I really appreciate everybody's comments as we do get some comments in here. I like that. I like getting the viewership. I do want to talk about one other thing, and I released a video last week, because it's now Sunday evening chat of me fixing my air conditioner. It was an incredibly hot week and humid, and nobody's at my house during the day when I'm at work, and so when it gets a certain time, my thermostat goes down to a lower temperature, but it's about a 4 or 5 degree decrease. Let's see. So my capacitor blew. I talked to my HVAC friend. I'll set her back down. And he said these long runs in the evening when it's the hottest part of the day, and my unit's in the sun, is probably why it cooks them. He also said there's a chance that, there's a chance that my coolant or my refrigerant could be getting a little low. So we're going to throw some gauges on it at some point. I actually rode with him last night. It was good, you know, so I did have a little bit of energy. Not quite the energy that I would like to have, but felt good on these cool nights, because so that went out on, it was either a Monday night or a Monday evening or Tuesday evening, and then it cooled off on Thursday. So I still needed that thing, my air conditioning unit, to work hard, so I can keep my cool. So one tip, if you don't know what you're doing with those, don't replicate that. Don't do what I do, because I know enough to be dangerous, but you could hurt yourself. Two, you could mess up your unit if you don't know what you're doing. Something in addition to that is I also cleaned out my unit. I washed it out to kind of help it out, but it wasn't overly dirty. But when another bit of roadkill that was quite harsh. Wind noise. Okay, sorry. Ugh. Oh, that is gross. Ugh. You need smell tube for that, but just remember, just so you know, I am nauseous now a little bit. Ugh. But as I said in that video, if you watched it, whenever I blow a capacitor, I replace it. Usually I get a replacement one, or any of my other parts at the local place. Our place in Wichita is Washer Specialties, but I ordered it online, and for the price of one of them through their store, and me driving up there to get it, I got 2 of them online. So I got 2 of them in my stash. So kind of excited about having 2 of them for whatever reason. It's kind of a weird way to be excited, but oh well. But it's nice to be able to know what I'm doing and able to fix those sorts of problems when I need to. So I think we finished with 2 good things there. I did get a tire. I changed my tire on the Banshee bike, and I want to get it jetted and try it out a little bit, but I've got to put this XR650L back together. I got it shifting really good, so I'm excited about that. However, the switchback, the recoil spring on it is not working very good. So I got to look into that before I go and put the cases back together for the final reassembly. So I'm going to be doing that soon, and I want to get that thing back together and started. Something to be excited about is that's got an increased compression. We stayed with stock bore, but we have a hot cam in there, stage 1 hot cam, which is a good pair for the increased compression. Apparently when you go and increase the compression and don't change your cam, it's not as good as it possibly can be. So we're going to have that. We're going to have, I might have to play with the jetting just a little bit, and since the poor carburetor's been sitting around, it's going to need a little bit of love as well. So I'll take it apart and see where it's jetted according to stock. And stock with the pipe and all that business, and we'll just see. We'll see how it stacks up. Why am I going into town? Because I feel like it, because I want to. I was going to go home. I want to talk to my friends on this channel, and give us a video. I feel like talking. I wish I was doing a little bit more, but more just isn't in me. More just isn't in me. So anybody that watches this channel and has a new DRZ4S or SM, you know, tell me about it. Let me know what you think. What should I watch for? Should I ride my bicycle on the sidewalk? Should I smoke cigarettes next to the locker, the meat locker? Oh my gosh. Have we not learned yet? Smoking is very bad for you. Please quit. Drinking's really not good for you. And I don't do that. I don't drink. There may have been a time when I did, but I don't anymore. And I think that's a healthy thing to do. Don't smoke, don't drink. Dewey, you're no fun. Well, by definition of fun, hey guys, you want to see a wheelie? Yeah, they got a wheelie. Guess this video's been wheelie rich. Haha! Take that. Oh, dogs doing their business. Your video's going to dog shit. Well, with that note, we're going to end on a low note, I guess, another one. And I'll just say thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. If you have some video ideas or something that you want me to talk about, I'll do a video about it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.